Did medieval people really go months without bathing? Was everyone in the Middle Ages covered in dirt and lice? Today, we're debunking the myths and uncovering the surprising truth about medieval hygiene. Let's start with bathing. Contrary to popular belief, medieval people did bathe, and they actually enjoyed it. Bathhouses were common in medieval towns, where people would gather to soak in hot water, socialize, and even do business. Bathing was seen as a luxury, but it was also a way to cleanse the body and, in many cases, the soul. Wealthy nobles had their own private baths filled with aromatic herbs and flower petals. For the poorer folks, there were public bathhouses, often heated by a roaring fire. And while it wasn't every day, people did bathe more often than you might think. But when baths weren't an option, people had other methods. They used natural remedies like sage, rosemary, and mint to cleanse their skin and freshen their breath. Medieval soaps, made from animal fats and ashes, weren't the best smelling, but they did the job. People also believed in the purifying power of certain plants, like chamomile for calming the skin and nettles for getting rid of lice. Speaking of lice, medieval folks had a few tricks up their sleeves to deal with these pesky critters. Hair care was serious business. Combing was a daily routine, with fine-toothed combs made from bone or wood used to remove dirt, oil, and lice. Some people even shaved their heads, or wore tight caps to keep their hair free of unwanted visitors. What about teeth? While they didn't have toothpaste as we know it, people in the Middle Ages were aware of dental hygiene. They used twigs, chalk, and even honey mixed with herbs to clean their teeth and freshen their breath. The wealthy might even have a special tooth powder made from crushed shells or burnt herbs. But hygiene wasn't just about soap and water. There were strange beliefs too. Some thought bathing too often could open the pores to disease or even sin. In fact, many people believed that wearing clean linen, like a fresh undergarment, could draw impurities away from the skin. Beauty standards were just as curious. Medieval people used rosewater, beeswax, and vinegar to lighten their skin, and even used lead-based powders to look paler. Dangerous, but fashionable. Sanitation was a whole different challenge. In crowded medieval towns, waste disposal was often a messy business. Chamber pots, open sewers, and waste thrown from windows were common sights. But some towns did have rudimentary sanitation systems, like stone-lined drains, and many cities employed gong farmers to clean out cesspits. Even castles had their own toilets, known as guardrobes, which emptied waste down into a pit or the moat. Religion also played a big role. Monks and nuns were often the cleanest, following strict bathing rituals and caring for the sick. For them, cleanliness was not just about health, it was a sign of spiritual purity. So, while the Middle Ages might not have been as spotless as today, medieval people certainly had their own ways of staying clean. From fragrant bathhouses to peculiar dental care, their hygiene practices were more advanced than you might think. Would you survive medieval hygiene? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more surprising dives into history.